major companies announce job cuts.
The first reduction in 4 years.
Cyber attack has affected 140 hospitals. The Microsoft CrowdStrike computer outage.
This is ridiculous.
TikTok could now be banned in the U.S.
There's this new thing.
Boeing machinists walked out from the factory floor.
The union is suspending the strike until at least January 15th.
Images on social media depicting what appear to be victims in the flood.
We don't have to choose between the environment and the economy. We can do both.
2024 is set to be the hottest year ever recorded.
Through July, there have been 19 separate billion-dollar weather-related disasters.
It just ripped it in half.
The search for survivors growing more and more dire as the death toll in the wake of Helene rose to nearly 160.
And now Hurricane Milton is taking aim. Fast-moving wildfires across the West, more than 60 are burning right now, scorching more than 700,000 acres.
Tens of millions of Americans today in the path of totality.
Oh my God. We are emergency. We are depressurized.
Dude, that's one of those drones.
Swarms of drones the size of small cars have been spotted over parts of New Jersey.
Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore have been stuck in space for more than 150 days.
The Francis Scott Key Bridge struck by a cargo ship and collapsing overnight.
In Spain, more than 155 people have died from devastating flash floods.
The most powerful quake to strike Taiwan in a quarter century. A magnitude 7.4.
Breaking news about an earthquake that has just jolted the Northeast.
Oh, my whole house just shook.
Catastrophic Hurricane Helene nears landfall.
We lost everything.
I apologize. This is just horrific.
A series of dangerous tornadoes touching down throughout south central Florida.
It's starting to turn dire. At first we had, okay, we gotta go.
Asheville remains largely cut off from relief.
Nobody's gonna help us.
You know you're not forgotten. No, we know we're not forgotten. And we thank you guys.
4 American citizens detained in Russia have just been released.
Thousands protesting Venezuela's contested election, condemning leader Nicolás Maduro.
Mexico electing the first woman president.
The regime has collapsed, and you notice that the second you enter this country.
King Charles III has been diagnosed with cancer.
It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family.
That stunning update from Kate Middleton, telling the world she's been diagnosed with cancer.
We have nothing to do with Hamas. Why you send the helicopter to bomb us?
We will continue to do what is necessary to defend our country and defend our people.
Iran launched a ballistic missile attack against Israel.
Israel marking 1 year since that horrific attack by Hamas.
4 hostages who were kidnapped by Hamas 245 days ago are now free.
Police in riot gear have entered Columbia University's campus.
Turning to Lebanon, where pagers belonging to Hezbollah members exploded across the country.
Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is dead, killed in a gunfight in the southern city of Rafah.
Benjamin Netanyahu back criminal responsibility.
The International Criminal Court has just issued an arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
I'm pleased to announce that their governments have accepted the United States proposal to end the devastating conflict between Israel and Hezbollah.
Ukraine today marking 1,000 days of war with Russia.
A manhunt is underway right now for the gunman who shot and killed the top executive of America's largest private health insurance company.
26-year-old Luigi Mangione was arraigned on felony weapons charges.
A suspected shooter opened fire in Appalachia High School.
If something like this can happen here, it could happen anywhere.
Look, we finally beat Medicare.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
It's up to the president to decide if he is going to run.
I'm staying in the race.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Let Trumpomania make America great again.
President Biden will step aside as the presumptive Democratic nominee.
The best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
For the first time, the Democratic ticket taking the stage together.
In this election, we each face a question.
What is Brat Summer?
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You're green. Hope is making a comeback.
Kamala Harris!
You're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
There were a number of moments where each of the candidates turned to each other and said, I agree with you.
I agree. Governor, I agree with a lot of what Senator Vance said. I agree with you.
But I do like the French toast.
The American people want to stop the chaos and end the drama.
The headline is super consistent. This race is still extremely competitive.
Welcome to our live coverage of Election Night 2024.
If this race does not go Kamala Harris's way, this is a moment of reckoning for the Democratic Party.
The next president of the United States is Donald Trump.
This will...
Penny is speaking publicly for the first time after a jury found him not guilty for the chokehold death of Jordan Neely.
This case has really reignited the debate on race, mental health, and public safety.
To health news now, a new study shows obesity rates in the U.S. appear to be plateauing and possibly even declining.
Surgeons at Massachusetts General Hospital say they transplanted a pig's kidney into a living human for the first time.
It was truly the most beautiful kidney I have ever seen.
Growing concern as that deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders widens.
Bird flu. The CDC has now officially issued an alert after a person in Texas became sick following contact with dairy cows.
Overseas.